Some days, my home feels like a ball of yarn that's come undone. The more I try to fix it, the more tangled it gets, and my energy just drains with every step I take. 2025 is busy enough that simply staying afloat already feels exhausting, deadlines pressing in, notifications going off nonstop, kids needing attention around the clock. Home shouldn't turn into a second battlefield the moment I walk through the door. The more I tried, the more it felt like stuffing things into an overfilled drawer. Whatever I pushed in just spilled right back out. And that's when I realized the problem wasn't that I was lazy, but that I didn't have the small habits that actually fit the pace of my life. In this video, I'm sharing 8 simple cleaning habits. No perfectionism, no full day deep clean, just tiny actions sprinkled throughout the day that make your home lighter. If you often walk into your home and sigh without even thinking, I'm sure you'll find at least one habit you can use right away. And the first tip might surprise you: don't start cleaning immediately. Let's start with this one. Adulthood taught me something funny. Cleaning the house isn't nearly as exhausting as the feeling of constantly owing the house a deep clean. The moment I stepped into the kitchen and saw the sink full, glanced at the toys scattered across the living room, and noticed the dining table buried under papers, my brain would instantly explode into an endless, tangled list of tasks. And almost on reflection, I'd grab my phone. 20-30 minutes disappeared. The house stayed the same, and only I ended up tired and irritated. Eventually, I realized the problem wasn't willpower. It was that my brain couldn't decide on a path. So now I always begin with exactly 2 minutes to sit down and write a tiny checklist. No fancy notebook, no prep, just a scrap of paper or the Notes app. One evening, the house looked like it had exploded as usual. But instead of wandering around picking things up at random, I pulled a chair, sat down, and typed a few lines. Wash dishes, wipe sink, clear the dining table, gather the kids' toys, vacuum the hallway. Looking at that list instantly made everything feel lighter. I no longer felt like I owed the house anything. It was just a handful of tasks I could finish. A checklist won't magically clean your home, but it will clean your mind first. Less chaos, less overwhelm, less guilt about falling behind. And once your head feels lighter, the next step is simply choosing one spot to get a quick win. For me, that spot is almost always the kitchen. And if this tiny 2-minute habit already brings you a bit of calm, you'll probably enjoy the next video too, where I'll show you a few easy steps to reset your bedroom, so it actually feels peaceful when you come back to it. Stay tuned for that one. At this stage, the important thing isn't to clean as much as possible. It's to pick a place that gives you momentum. In a chaotic home, the kitchen is the easiest place to restore order. So I follow one simple rule when I don't know where to begin. I start with the kitchen. Just clearing the sink, wiping the counters, and gathering the trash instantly makes the whole house feel lighter. That's why once I have a checklist, I always bump the kitchen to the top. I don't try to make it perfect. I focus on 3 core actions: wash or load all dishes, wipe down the counters, especially the crumb-prone spots, and gather all trash wrappers and bags into one place. Just those 3 steps alone can make the whole house look half as messy. There were days when I had only 15 minutes before I had to move on to something else. Instead of trying to fix the whole house, I'd think, okay, the kitchen looking decent is enough. I'd set a timer, wash the dishes, wipe the counters, sweep under the cabinets. When the timer beeped, the kitchen wasn't perfect, but it was tidy enough to let me breathe. And the best part, I felt in control again, instead of being swallowed by the mess. A tidy kitchen isn't just nice for cooking, it's like hitting a small reset button for the entire home. When you wake up or end the day with a semi-clear kitchen, you stop feeling like you're living inside a never-ending project. Once the kitchen feels okay, I move on to the spots that create the most visual noise. Those flat surfaces everyone loves, dumping things on the dining table, the coffee table, the little counter by the door. And that's where the next tip begins. Here's the truth: when the whole place looks messy, pick one surface to rescue first. Usually the dining table or the coffee table. These are the places that swallow everything: mail, snacks, toys, homework bags. And the moment one table goes from storage unit back to actual table, the whole room brightens. What I usually do is very simple. Grab a basket or a large bag stand right there at the table and sort on the spot. I don't try to categorize everything yet, I just do 3 things. Everything that doesn't belong on the table goes into the basket. Anything, clearly trash, goes straight into the bin. Then I wipe the table and push in the chairs. That alone brings the dining table back to its purpose. And I don't get lost sorting random items and losing momentum. Once, just clearing the dining table made my whole evening feel better. It was piled with jackets, the kids' notebooks, little toys, half-eaten snacks. I took a basket, swept every lost item into it, left it in the living room to sort, later wiped the table, laid down the placemat, set a water bottle and fruit bowl. It took under 10 minutes. But when I sat down for dinner, it finally felt like I was eating at home, not in a storage warehouse. The important part is allowing yourself to stop there. You don't need to deal with the basket right away. The goal is to restore one clean surface, so your eyes and brain can rest. When you walk through the living room or sit for dinner and see even one tidy area, the whole house suddenly feels far less overwhelming. Once that surface is done, I move on to something more lively: kids' toys, craft supplies, Legos. And that's when the hidden toy cabinet becomes a lifesaver. This next tip saved me from cleaning the exact same spot every day. Nothing makes a house explode faster than kids' creative energy. I used to sort toys beautifully, label boxes, categorize everything. And 3 days later, we were back to Mom. I didn't know where this went, so I just put it on the table. That's when I accepted the truth. Kids don't need a perfect system. They need an easy one. My solution is a simple hidden cabinet. In the living room, I picked a closed-door cabinet and divided it loosely inside one shelf for small toys, one for craft things, one for Legos or in-progress sets. No excessive bins, no labels. The rule is, when you're done, put it in this cabinet. Open the door, drop it in, close it. A hidden cabinet won't turn your home into a showroom, but it does one crucial thing. It minimizes how often you have to completely reorganize toys. Kids don't feel pressured to put things back Mom's perfect way, they just know the cabinet is their spot. And when you need to tidy the living room quickly, you simply say, "Everyone pick up your things and put them in the cabinet." Once toys and random bits have a place to hide, the house instantly feels calmer. And at that point, I can move toward a private but often overlooked space, my own bed. Here's another simple but game-changing habit. One of my I wanna cry moments used to be climbing into bed at night and suddenly remembering I had stripped the sheets that morning and never put on new ones. After a long day, the last thing I wanted was to wrestle with sheets. It wasn't just physical exhaustion, it was that annoying feeling of I forgot to take care of myself again. So now I treat changing sheets as a daytime task, not a bedtime chore. If I know I'm doing laundry, I remove the sheets in the morning or early afternoon and toss them in with a load. I also set a gentle recurring reminder on my phone every 7-10 days. I don't always follow it perfectly, but at least weeks don't slip by unnoticed. Some days I'm cleaning downstairs, walk past the bedroom, see the rumpled bed and think, okay, today is sheet washing day. It takes minutes to strip it and hit start. Later, when I'm busy with other tasks, the machine finishes. By nighttime, even if the rest of the house is far from tidy, slipping into a clean, cool, fresh bed makes me feel like at least I did one sweet thing for myself. Clean sheets are invisible to everyone except you, but they directly affect your sleep and mood. If the kitchen is where you take off, the bed is where you land. Both deserve care, but the bed is the one we forget most easily. Once the kitchen table, toys, and bed are handled, the next natural thing to address is the one surface everyone touches all day, the floor. Next is a lesson I learned only after sabotaging myself more times than I can count. There is nothing more discouraging than vacuuming the floor until it looks spotless, only to watch a soft layer of dust drift down from the shelves like the season's first snowfall. It feels almost personal, as if the room itself is saying, "Nice try, but we're not done here." That's why top to bottom isn't just a cleaning rule. It's a small act of kindness toward your future self. You're not doubling your work. You're choosing the sequence that lets you finish once, instead of chasing the same crumbs again and again. I still remember the first time I tried doing it properly in the living room. Before that, my routine was the exact opposite: vacuum first, dust later, and then stand there staring at the new layer of particles settling over the area I had just cleaned. It made me feel like I was stuck in a loop, working, undoing, working again. But the day I reversed the order, something shifted. I wiped down the shelves, brushed off the picture frames, gave the TV stand a quick pass, and then turned on the vacuum. And for the first time, the last step actually felt like the last step. When the vacuum clicked off, the room stayed still, quiet, finished. It wasn't the speed that felt different. It was the relief, the sense that I wasn't fighting my own progress anymore. Cleaning no longer felt like a repeating cycle that stretched into the evening. Instead, it became a sequence with a beginning, a middle, and a very clear end. And that realization naturally led me to the next habit. If the cleaning process has an order, then it also needs a moment of closure, a simple ritual that tells your brain, "This is enough for today." That small shift changed not just how my home looked, but how I moved through it. Now we're at the 7th tip. A small thing that saved me from feeling like cleaning never ends. Every cleaning session needs a red light, and for me the floor is that stop sign. I used to constantly think, maybe I should wipe this too, maybe I should fold that. And the more I did, the less finished I felt. So I set one very clear boundary: as soon as the main floor has been vacuumed, and if I still have energy given a quick wipe, I officially end the day's cleaning. Not because the house is perfect, but because I've completed today's cycle. I usually do this step after tidying surfaces and gathering random items. Some days, a quick loop around the living room, kitchen, and hallway picking up crumbs, hair, and pet fur already makes the house look brighter. If I have an extra 10-15 minutes, I mop the high-traffic areas, not scrubbing, just freshening the space. On busy days, I tell myself, reaching vacuuming is enough. I don't scold myself for not wiping shelves or organizing drawers. Every time I hear the vacuum shut off and the cord roll in, it signals my brain, "You're done. You can rest." Thanks to that, I stopped carrying the "I didn't finish anything today" feeling into the evening. When you have a clear stop sign like this, you avoid the exhausting cycle of just a little more until you burn out. Instead, you end neatly, calmly, and with enough energy left for life. And there's one more thing that ties all of this together: giving yourself permission to pause. And here is the final piece, the one that keeps your home tidy without draining you. I used to have a very extreme belief: once I start cleaning, I must keep going nonstop or I'm being lazy. So whenever I sat down mid-clean, I felt guilty and forced myself to stand back up even when my mind was fried. The result: irritability snapping at the kids, frustration, and the house wasn't any cleaner. Now I treat tiny breaks as part of the cleaning routine, not a luxury. My rule is simple: finish one area, then stop for 2-3 minutes. Drink water, breathe deeply. Sit with the kids, pet the dog. Nothing productive, just enough for my body and brain to register. You did something. You can rest a bit. One day after the kitchen and dining table were done, I didn't rush to the living room. I made warm water, leaned back, and took in the 2 tidy areas. Not long, just a few minutes, but in those minutes, I let myself feel a little proud and relaxed my shoulders. After that, if I still had energy, I'd tackle toys or the floor. If not, that was enough for the day. Allowing mid-cleaning breaks doesn't make you lazy. It reminds you that you're a human being with limits, moods, good days and bad days. Your home may never be perfectly clean, but if every time you tidy a small area, you feel lighter instead of depleted, that's a real victory. To wrap things up, these are the 8 small habits I use each week to keep my home manageable, gentle, simple, and never overwhelming. I just want to remind you of one small thing. You don't need to transform your whole home. And you don't need to become an impossibly tidy person. Just one action that helps you breathe a little easier, that's already enough to begin. If out of these 8 tips, even just one makes your home feel a little less overwhelming, then I'm already happy. And if you found these thoughts helpful, you can tap, like it simply lets me know what truly supports you. In the next video, I'll share some light, easy steps to reset your bedroom, so it can stay a peaceful place to return to at the end of the day. Stay tuned.